do you want your surgeon to not be a perfectionist?
So yeah,
If they're working on your heart,
yeah,
you want that person to be a perfectionist, right?
yes.
Right. In that case, it's not wrong, is it? Mm-hmm. So, to answer your question more directly, being a perfectionist only matters in interaction.
It's good to see you. 2, how are you doing today? And 3, welcome to the Echo of Lad podcast. If you want to have the conversation about becoming the best man possible. Now, this episode, it's a little bit of a blast of past. These last few episodes, it's kind of been that way. People who've been on the podcast are coming back on the podcast, letting me know, they say they appreciate the setup, everything I have going on. But this guest right here, he was a part of the mentorship series, right? And I was like, you know what? If I'm going to bring somebody on to the new studio, to the new setup we have, I got to bring a mentor on. I got to ask him a little bit more questions because I feel like there's some things I got to grow in a little bit. But without further ado, Josh, thank you for coming back on the podcast.
Hey, man, thanks for having me. The setup is wonderful, man. When it's a beautiful thing to be able to see your growth, right? And as an individual who has now started to produce a show, I look at, and I'm sure you do, right? Look at the stuff that you did before, and then what you're doing now. Yeah. So, me seeing this and knowing, where we shot the first time, what we're doing, all that good stuff, and seeing where you are now, it's awesome, man. This is wonderful.
It's interesting because I even said this before. I've accidentally become appreciative. It wasn't until I accidentally had a moment where I was thinking back, oh yeah, I remember when I wanted to have a studio. I remember accidentally look at old footage because I wanted to reference and stuff. I was like, oh wow, this is where I started from. Yeah. And I'm like, I didn't do it on purpose. I was accidentally appreciative. I was accidentally looking at myself like, okay, dang, I did actually grow. And it's a good feeling.
Absolutely, man. It's organic. It's an organic gratitude, and I think that's when it means the most, right? Like when you have an aha moment and you're like, man, yeah, I'm really grateful. It's organic, it's real. It's not like somebody telling you, oh, you should be grateful. You know what I'm saying? You came upon it, you stumbled upon it yourself. That's the best thing possible. Yeah. And it's like I said, it's organic. It's just the best thing.
I like it. I have a new segment that's called the RAQ, Randomly Asked Questions. Okay. You know how people have, frequently asked questions on websites? A question you're not prepared for whatsoever. Okay. So, the question is, 1 year without internet in the entire world. Do you think society is changing for the better or for the worse? What do you think?
Oh, they're changing for the better, no doubt.
Really?
Yes.
No internet for 1 year?
No internet for 1 year.
Society's going up.
Yes, society is going to get better.
Interesting.
They're going to disconnect. They're going to be mindful of themselves. Right. And they're not going to be adversely affected by what's happening in somebody else's world. True. Have you ever been doing okay? Not even okay, you're doing great. And then you open up your phone and something comes across your feed and you're like, you see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying,
it affects you, right? And then on the other side of that, if you're not allowing your happiness or your sadness to come from the internet, then you're content within yourself.
With who you are.
Which is the best way to be.
Sure.
Because a lot of people put a lot of stock, unfortunately, in the opinions of other people. And their opinions really don't matter outside of what they said to you in that moment. Because as long as you got breath in your lungs, you could change. True. So if somebody says, oh, you're overweight, okay, so cool. As long as I'm alive, I can go change that. Right? Oh, you don't know this. Well, as long as I'm alive and breathing, I can go read a book. I can go consume some information somewhere, that's going to change that.
Do you think because people are too focused on the internet, they disregard what they can change about themselves, what they can pay attention to?
It definitely makes it more difficult because the more you see something in a negative light on your internet feed or wherever, however you consume whatever it is that you use to center yourself, right? If you, and let's say this, the internet is what we're talking about right now, right? So if you're using the internet to center yourself and they keep on feeding you, oh, it's time to lose weight. Oh, it's time to do this. Oh, it's time to, start changing the way that you think. Or why don't you own a building?
Yeah.
Now, while some of those things can be positive, right? If you consistently listen to something and don't really have a plan for changing it, it's going to put you, eventually it's going to bring you into a place where you're just not going to be moving at all.
It's like a tsunami of information coming at you all at once. Some of it is good, technically speaking.
Yeah.
But then it's like it almost paralyzes you within like your own self, your own real life outside of social media, the internet, everything in general.
Yes. It's the truest thing, and it's still very, very sad that you can have all of the information, all of the knowledge at your fingertips, right? But don't know how to use it to make you better.
True.
And I think that's what happens to a lot of people when they tell they tell you, oh, you can do this or you can do that. Okay, but there's nobody there really showing you the way.
True.
Right? So without that, I kind of feel like.
You think it'll be more of like, it'll upset it to the point where people will grow.
Yeah, if there's no internet, right?
If there's no, like starting tomorrow, no internet whatsoever. Everybody, social media doesn't work. No unhealthy parts of it. Of course, medical stuff and all that type of stuff.
Right. And I was going to say that, there are some things that you need internet for that's harmless.
Right.
But if you now have to go and read a book for information, you have to go, to your library for something, you have to go to a physical place for the things that you need. Now it's going to change you.
True.
Because I don't know if you remember.
I do. I'm not that young. I still remember the encyclopedia.
The encyclopedia, okay.
Yes, I still remember the dictionaries, all of that. I still remember it, Josh.
So you also remember that you didn't necessarily have the internet to pay your bills. You used to have to go to an actual store or someplace that took your money and said your bill was paid. They made the transaction for you,
You kept the receipts yourself and all that.
All of that. So that forced you to be in contact with people. Believe it or not, people were nicer when they had to interact with people on their own, right? Because if you have an interaction that you've never had before, you in your mind have to deal with that situation from the knowledge that you have. Right. So you can tell a person's agitated, but you've never seen a person crash out, so to speak, right? So you have to deal with that interaction because you know that you're at work and you need to get the transaction taken care of, to complete it because that's what your job is, right? Right. If you've never seen somebody go off or crash out, you're not going to really be on the defensive. You're going to be aware. You're going to be like, I don't want to I don't want to bring this person too close to me, right? But I still, it's not anything out of control. But what do we see on our feed? Well, I don't know what your algorithm is sending you. My algorithm sends me people throwing chairs in the Waffle House. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And people going to the counter angry and throwing a coffee that was just made that they got in the drive-through, at the person who made it. He made this wrong, blah, 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 blah. Those kind of things. Right. It's learned behavior. It's like back in the day, people used to say, oh, I don't want my child to go to this certain school. Right. Why? Because the behaviors that are in that school are eventually going to become a part of a person. Right. So they don't want that kind of thing. right? So it's kind of like the internet is a place. It's a very real place, and you have to be aware of who you allow to go on the internet, because if they don't have a true understanding of who they are, they will be affected by the internet, and the internet will have them thinking that what they see on the internet
is real life,
is okay for them.
Do you even think, even going deeper, like you said, like there's almost unspoken rules for engagement with people, even if you don't disagree, even if you disagree with them,
Right.
you don't agree with them, but even if, like, to avoid being at odds, like if you don't know this person from Jack or Jill or whatsoever, there's a certain way that
you interact with that person,
right, just to make sure everything's understood and so on and so forth. Do you think because people have been so used to communicating mostly over the internet and stuff, they've kind of lost that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Look, I'll give you this, the easiest thing ever, right? Working from home, right?
Big top.
The idea is there's a certain way you should look when you go to work, right?
Right.
You dress up. You know, some people take it more seriously than others,
Right.
according to their particular profession, right? But people who work from home, they don't share the same feeling about dressing up.
Right.
They're at home, and it's their right. That's why they chose that job, right?
Right.
But it kind of changes the mindset of what is acceptable at work anyway.
Right.
Right? Because there are some people in some places where you go, they feel like they're at home anyway. They're not dressed professionally, or they're not dressed presentably. You know, there used to be a time where the facial hair that I have would have been too much for working.
Right.
Your face needed to be
as
shaved.
As possible, yeah.
The most you could have was a mustache if you had it, and it needed to be trimmed properly. Now,
it's a different time.
it's a different time, right? And now, while I am 100% on the side of people expressing themselves through the way they wear their facial hair and such, I still feel that if you dress a certain way, it commands something.
Right.
From the atmosphere.
It communicates, even without words.
Yes.
I see what you're saying. And because people are like, you know, they're used to communicating where you don't have to show yourself at all. Now it's like, oh, since when did I have to get used to showing myself professionally? Since when does my dressing or how I look, in a sense, speak volumes or whatsoever? Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, it's a sad thing. It's the Google thought process. Google they don't care about the way you look per se. It's all about what's in your brain.
Right.
So there is a group of people that feel that is, what it should be all about. What's in your head.
I hear that a lot, because it's like, oh, like I'm not saying how you look doesn't matter. But I think we've gone to the point where it's like only what you have matters. Only the data matters, not the presentation. The presentation is almost as equal.
So that I'll ask you this.
Go ahead.
If you ask me to turn in the numbers for your views on your channel, right? And there was a discrepancy with monetization. Right. And you wanted to show them your numbers. And you wanted me to prepare it for you so that you could show it to them. Right. Right? Because in essence, it's gonna cost you money if they don't get the right numbers. Right. And I put your statistics on a Word document, no tables, not arranged properly. True. All over that piece of paper. What good is that knowledge?
It's not something I could look at and understand properly and whatsoever.
You can't use it.
Right.
Right? So I said that to say there could be a person that knows how to, let's say that we need for someone to cure cancer. They may have it in their mind. you can rest assured that person's going to have a problem. If they came into a hospital looking less than presentable, smelling a certain way, they're going to get stopped all the way along the way. And the person who's at the table who needs their help is probably going to die because that person's going to get stopped at the door, first off, because if they look like a vagrant, they're going to be treated like one, right? And this person, I have knowledge. I'm telling you, this is who I am. Let me show you my ID. Da, 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 da. If they get in and they're able to save someone's life, it would be amazing.
Right.
Because it's certain. There are certain places where you just have to present yourself in a way. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
And working from home is not a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. I have nothing against
it has
working
its
from
convenience.
home. It has its convenience. There are people that, let's say, for example, you're first starting out, right, and you don't have the funds for a vehicle. Right. Working from home is a wonderful thing because you have the internet, you have a mobile device, a computer, whatever. You can work from home. But
essentially, sometimes the environment changes a person to the core.
Right.
That can't be transferred otherwise.
Yes, and I feel like interaction is important for human survival.
That well said. Absolutely.
That's just the way I look at it. I think you go mad if you do not interact.
I had that experience. I felt like when I went first online classes, felt like I was going crazy. Like I could not take it, to be real with you.
Wow.
I'm definitely an extrovert. I'm definitely a person who loves interaction with people and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
But I was like, man, I was surprised at how much my learning experience or my work experience relied on my human-to-human contact. And I don't know if that's a bad thing. I don't know if it's a good thing. Because I would love to believe like, okay, shut the doors, nobody's in the room, I'm absolutely good working. But I don't even think that's healthy. I don't think it's healthy to like not have that level of interaction with people on a day-to-day basis. I remember I was working at a job, and I was working 2 jobs. One was cool, but the environment I was in my habitat. I was working a job where I was meeting new people every day, having interactions with people. I loved that job, or I loved that aspect of the job. Okay. The next job, it was more of a desk job. And I loved the people I work with, saw them every day in XYZ. But I did feel that like, okay, I got to get used to this over and over again. Like, I'm that person who like in human interactions, I benefit from it.
Right.
It's weird. It's a weird balance.
I think it's more commonplace than you would think. For people to need that interaction. I think it teaches us a lot of things, right? Like social norms are completely skewed now because people communicate like through the internet.
You're right.
Right? Like I've even found myself. Somebody said something and I was like, wow, LOL. And I was,
where did that come from?
Like, whoa, wait a minute. That is very much a text response, right?
Right.
And that's the more common one for me, right? But I would venture to say that there are communities where that's how they communicate.
Oh, really? Like out loud?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They'll say certain things in acronym form. Sure. And I mean, well, for us at the college, we have acronyms for certain things, for exams and whatnot. So when we say stuff to people, oh, did you take the FCLE? You know, the people in our circle know what that is, right? And we just get lost in that, and it becomes commonplace. So much so that we go outside and we say, "Did you take the FCLE?" And the person's like, "Well, what are you talking to me about? What is that?"
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in their environment, if LOL is something that they use on a regular basis, or text messaging is how they communicate, 9 out of 10, that's going to be the communication that you're going to have.
True.
You get me? So I just laughed because LOL was in my head, and in the moment I couldn't say anything else. I said LOL. And the funnier part about it is that I was understood.
You're understood. And I remember a time where it would be weird. Even in high school, at least for me, I was like, I would never say LOL. Like if somebody we were in a group and somebody said LOL, we'd all look at that person.
They'd be like,
right, exactly. Oh, you're one of those people. But now,
the judgment is real.
Yeah, but in 2025, if somebody says LOL, I mean, okay, let's continue the conversation.
Yeah, 26. We just started, but yeah.
26.
And 26, imagine now people are going to be doing things that we're just going to be like, yo, this is a lot.
Yeah, it's every generation, new lingo, new all types of stuff. And it's different. I feel like not just social media, but internet, it's not become. It's already a culture defining thing.
Yes, man.
Your culture is defined by.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse.
It is. I agree 100% because I mean, look, there are certain things that I wouldn't have dreamed of putting on. Case in point, a cardigan a couple years back, there wouldn't even be a
Would it be in the wardrobe?
No, it would always be a blazer, some kind of suit, right? As I've become an academic, I've become immersed in my environment.
Right.
And the great majority of academics either have the 3/4 zip.
Yeah, the quarter zip movement.
The quarter zip, right? The quarter zip, or the vest, the sweater vest,
right?
Or a cardigan, right? And it's commonplace in academia. So, I just found myself eventually just gravitating towards that. The internet has made it very simple for me because all I have to do is go online, put in my size. I need a cardigan. Boom. The internet sends it to me.
Right.
Online
shopping, online grocery shopping.
Everything, man.
The world has changed.
The world has changed, man.
I like this. I like this conversation. I like where we went off to. Of course, I wanted to take a quick commercial break just to let you guys know something, but we're going to be right back and we have a little bit of a more fun conversation. Okay. But of course, come back, please, definitely. Everybody and their mama was saying, get some ladies on the podcast. You got to get the ladies' perspective. Where the girls at? We did exactly that.
Like, maybe I think I need to come to reality.
Right.
What's it?
Let them be in love.
It had to be long distance.
Yeah,
even if you're 5 minutes away.
Different sets of ladies, different sets of discussions, same exact question. What do the women want?
There's a lot of shallow men.
A man who can lean into his softness and who can raise his children and love his wife.
Definitely communication for sure. Just even if it's like just talking. Oh, we could meet up in August.
This is the Two Men series, only on the Echo of Vlad podcast. We're back. And Josh, I have a question for you.
Yes,
As a person, I look to you for advice. Like whenever I talk to you, even if it's has been in months, it's been like I can immediately come to you for advice.
Oh, I appreciate that, man.
But
Thank you.
I must tell you this. I've been accused multiple times of being a procrastinator.
Ooh.
My bad. Not a procrastinator. A perfectionist.
Okay.
A perfectionist. And I might have to take a plea deal. I might have to take a plea deal because I am a little bit of a perfectionist.
Okay.
But there's a part of me that does become uncomfortable with things going wrong and that being my fault. In a sense, I always ask the question, okay, if something went wrong, what could I have done? But it does spiral off into, a bit of anxiety, so I've heard. But in a sense of like, okay, I'm trying my best to see what else I could do, but there's always something else I could do.
Okay.
Is that healthy, yes or no?
Some of the greatest creative minds of our time have been self-proclaimed and or I guess, accused of being perfectionists, right?
Right.
So there's a place for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it's all bad, right? Perfectionists in what they're doing is wonderful. I think where a perfectionist has an issue is when they interact with someone who isn't. You get me?
To a degree, yeah.
So, let's say, for example, you're a perfectionist. I'm sort of winging it, right? And I'm working with you on a set, and you want to make sure that everything is on point, right? And I'm just like, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the big time.
Right.
They don't necessarily,
Right.
it doesn't mean all of that to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the interaction is going to be a problem.
I
Because you're
see.
going to be like, yo, you don't care enough about this.
Right.
Eventually, if I continue to act in the way that I'm acting, you and I will part ways. You will find someone that is into or has bought into your professionalism. 'Cause that's ultimately what it is.
It's
Your
professionalism.
level of professionalism, right? And then you will flourish in the way that you're going, right? I think people feel like, people are quick to put a negative spin on a lot of things,
Right.
right? And I'll ask you this question. Do you want your surgeon to not be a perfectionist?
So yeah,
If
I
they're
mean, I
working,
want him
if they're
to be-
working on your heart,
Yeah.
you want that person to be a perfectionist, right?
Yes.
Right. In that case, it's not wrong, is it?
Mm-hmm.
So, to answer your question more directly, being a perfectionist only matters in interaction. Because if you are not interacting as much as other people, then your perfectionism or being a perfectionist, it just turns out to be genius. They're gonna be like, yo, Vlad is a genius. It becomes that because they can see you paint a picture. You shot this particular angle in a way that really showed the subject, to the people or to the viewer in a different light. That came from you saying, I got to shoot it at the right angle several times to make sure
Yeah.
that I get it.
That's me for sure.
That's being a perfectionist.
You're right.
And the product that you deliver is probably going to keep you employed.
True.
Because if I'm just out here with a camera, I'm a photographer, and I shoot this and and I get it back. I didn't edit it. I send it to you in a JPEG. It's not presentable at all.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just like, oh, here you go. And I'm expecting you to pay me. 9 times out of 10, that's probably gonna be the last time that I'm gonna get work.
Right.
You're gonna beat me out for work every single time. Because there's a place for perfectionism.
True.
Like for being a perfectionist, there's a place for that. I think it's a positive that you're a perfectionist.
There's positive attributes, I would say yes, but I can say that even does affect me to the point where it's like you ever heard, like, of course you've heard of the glass half full, glass half empty.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I struggle to put myself out in the mindset of glass half empty. Or even if it's 80% full and like that 20%, I'll focus on that 20% so much. To the point where I'm like, I forget that the 80% was covered.
Okay. I think that's going to make you great.
Really?
I would not take anything away from that. I think that there are not enough people pushing themselves like that. There's a lot of people that'll do. It's not gonna be that. It's not that serious. Who's concerned? If you look at some of the greatest work in history, some of the greatest artists ever were always like, oh, I gotta go to the next thing. This is not good enough. And we're living and enjoying inventions and knowledge that's been given to us, and all of these just great things from these perfectionists that said it wasn't enough. They were saying it's not enough. I got to go to the next thing. I gotta push it to the next level. I gotta make sure that it's that much better the next time. Like people create things. Now, I hate to go back to creation, right? Like creating things, because not everybody's a creative, right? But there are still some individuals that are not a creative that are very, like, they're on the money. Like when you go to a hotel, you hope a perfectionist makes your bed, because that presentation is going to be everything. Right. When you go in there, that wow factor. You know what? I'm coming back to this hotel because a perfectionist fixed my bed. True. Fluffed my pillow. Right? I'm going back to his restaurant. You know why? Because a perfectionist made sure that it had just the right amount of salt, pepper, butter. This cake would not have been... I feel perfectionists live at Publix. Because Publix cake. True. Absolute best, right? True. I think they are perfectionists. And the way that they put that cake together, you know what? Every time somebody gets a cake from me, guess where it's coming from? Publix.
I like it. I definitely agree. There are positives. For sure. Especially felt on the outside. But how do you avoid the negatives? Because even sometimes I feel myself like... I even developed the idea, like, of course, I think about the idea of, like, there's a difference between chasing success and running away from failure. I found myself more running away from failure. And although it's brought me far, I can't say success has always been the target. It's been more like, okay, I'm afraid of the failure that's in my head or what I think it could be the failure. That's where I'm iffy about the perfectionist in me.
Let me ask you a question. If you got paid $1 million for a photo that you took, right? Would it matter to you whether or not you were scared to shoot that photo, or whether or not you were energized about shooting that photo?
I wouldn't care.
It wouldn't matter because the value is in
the work.
Not just the word, the result.
The result, right?
You get what I'm saying? So as long as, I'll say it to you this way, as long as you're in good mental health, right? You're not committing a crime, right? And you're able to continue doing what it is that you're doing unimpeded, I think it's fine. I think if you push yourself a little bit harder, it's only going to make your product better. I mean, I can give you a bunch of examples in life where being a perfectionist has been great. Really? Individuals that get a haircut. You want your barber to be a perfectionist. Right. Because you know the way you want to look. Right? True. Now, should your barber be pushing themselves without any sleep because of it? No.
Because at that point, yeah.
Yeah, you're doing, don't hurt yourself physically. Don't do anything illegal. But a little hard work, man, I think a lot more should be said about individuals who are perfectionists in a positive light as opposed to negatively. Because you never hear Man, you are such a perfectionist. You typically hear, man, you're such a perfectionist. It's the same exact words.
Right, but different. Maybe.
Different meanings, right?
Mm-hmm.
They should be saying, man, I'm glad you're a perfectionist. Because I know the kind of product I'm going to get from you.
True.
Why wouldn't I want you to be a perfectionist? And I'm giving you my money, right? If I'm giving you my money, But see, people, they put value. They put value in, oh, I got this money and I didn't do as much as I needed to do.
True.
You guys are over there working too hard.
True. Get money quickly, all types of stuff, or
Yeah.
shortcuts, and yeah.
And listen, you as a person who consumes a lot of materials, lights, cameras, mic stands, things of that nature, I would venture to say that you're a person who wants somebody to take their job seriously and or be a perfectionist. Because if you're purchasing something, doesn't it make you feel better to know that you got a perfect product?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect, meaning nothing is wrong with it. It's gonna make you buying that warranty basically much the more, because you're like, oh, I bought this warranty for a perfect product. So if something happens, you're going to be able to replace or get a replacement for it, because they know, listen, I stand by my product. It's a perfect product, but if it breaks, I got you.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True. Yeah.
I think people need to move away from negatively putting a person down for being perfect or trying to be perfect. While we know that it's a difficult thing to be perfect, you can always do something better. I think if someone aspires to be that, there shouldn't be any negative stigma on that.
I think about that as well, and I'm terribly glad that I've never been to the point where I've got on somebody for not doing what they're supposed to, or what I think they're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like at times being afraid of that. Like, okay, I know I want this, but let me be careful how I am with other people. Like, if it's just me, I'm perfectionist to the greatest.
Absolutely.
If I'm with other people or leading a group or whatsoever, thankfully I've recognized, like, okay, let me pace myself, let me acknowledge, like, what's the goals, what I'm supposed to be doing. But I'm always, like, trying to make sure, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to tip off the wagon too much.
But you know what that's made you?
What?
A perfectionist at interacting with people.
That is
Which
true.
now
That is true. That is true.
People want to interact with you because they know that you have gone to great length to say, I want to treat these people this way. Mm-hmm. I want to make sure that they're going to understand what I'm saying. I want to make sure that my directions are clear and concise. Mm-hmm. I want to make sure that at the end of the day, we complete this project together. That's you valuing your interaction.
Right, I do.
And making sure that everybody comes away, each individual had the right interaction with you or had the right experience being a perfectionist. Making sure that, because some people, I'm this one way across the board. Whoever doesn't like it,
take it or leave it. Yeah, I don't like those people.
that is, and that's not a perfectionist.
Right.
That ain't a person that, I don't, people say, oh, I'm a perfectionist, I don't have time for it. No. You may be a perfectionist in what you're doing, but not in interactions with people. So there's, there's a way to see things. And I just have been fortunate enough to want to look at both sides of the coin. Mm-hmm. Because I think you'll find exactly what you're looking for if you just look at the other side of the coin, right? A lot of times folks just figure, oh, that other side is going to work itself out.
Yeah.
But if you take your time to learn what's happening on both sides of the coin, it's going to make everything that you do a lot better, right? It's like you don't want to just create the app, right? and tell them that it's going to do thus and so. You want to create the app, tell them that it's going to do what you said it's going to do, but then also check on the other side and see what the app actually does for the consumer.
Right.
So that way you've checked it all the way around, and you know, I said it's going to do this. This is what the consumer is going to see. Mm-hmm. And I can say 100% that this app does exactly what I said it's going to do.
Interesting, because even as an accused perfectionist, I find myself like envying the nonchalant people. I envy sometimes the people who are like, you know what, this could happen and I'm completely fine. Like I envy that to a point I'm like, you have no stress whatsoever, you're completely fine. I envy that. But there's also a part of me that could not be satisfied if I'm like not at zero. If I think that there's more I could have done, I can't escape that part. And I can't imagine like being okay with that.
Yeah, and I think you shouldn't I think you shouldn't concern yourself with the person that is nonchalant in the sense that those people don't always stay that way. Right? They typically change because they find something that they're passionate about, and then they start to level up. So they're just nonchalant for the things that you're passionate about. Right? A really good mentor of mine that's now passed away. He said, price is only an issue in the absence of value. Right? So where you bought a camera, right, for whatever you paid for it, was not an issue because you needed that camera to do what you needed to do. Somebody else might look at it and be nonchalant about it. Like, I ain't paying that. It's not that important. You get what I'm saying? But it's only in the absence of value, right? So a person might tell you, oh, well, Vlad, I ain't worried about post-production, or I'm not worried about pre-production, so that post-production is not that serious.
You're striking some nerves, Josh.
But you get what I'm saying, though, right?
Yeah.
Some people just don't care about that kind of stuff, but that's because it doesn't mean anything to them, right? There's no value. There's no value in that. But I guarantee you, find that person who you say is nonchalant in a place where they care about what it is that they're doing. I guarantee they're a totally different person. You're going to be like, man, I never seen you this alert, energetic about anything. It's a parent's thing. Like that's a parent's mindset. I'm not a parent, but I know how parents are when they find out that their child likes to do something. I was just at we have an event for little children and the community at the college, and we had a tent where we do arts and crafts, right? This mom came in with her daughter, and the mom was surprised that the daughter was even interested in doing arts and crafts. Sat to our table, and then we're working, and I'm explaining it to the young lady, and she's following everything, and she's doing everything exactly the way I explained it to her. And I looked at Mom, and I was like, Mom, you look surprised. And she's like, I am so amazed that she is so into this and following instructions and made it look exactly like the one that you made. And I was like, I guess a parent would look at that if they're interacting with their child and it seems like nothing interests them. When they finally, if they're nonchalant, right, for lack of better wording.
Right.
And then when they finally find something that they're interested in, they're like, oh my God, I'm so surprised. So to my original point, if that person who you said they're like nonchalant, you see them, follow them around and see if they find something that they like. When they find something that they like to do, they won't be nonchalant anymore. They're gonna be
The card's gonna be flipped.
oh yeah, they're gonna be a perfectionist just like you. Then you can say, you're a perfectionist. That's great.
Interesting. I think that comparison of like what you think you're supposed to be like, or where that middle ground is supposed to be, that's what I do get lost in.
So I'll say this, right? You have, and I'll tell anybody your age or younger, I would say, you have to live with the choices that you made.
Right.
Right? And it's about you more so than what everybody else is telling you, right? Because you think of it in terms of, oh man, this person did it this way. They were successful. Maybe I should go that road, right? Maybe I should go that route. But are you going to be, and once again, as long as it's not illegal, right? As long as it's not going to hurt you or anyone else, right? Experience makes memories worth revisiting because you actually value it. Like that memory, it was a great experience. You want to go back to it. You want a video. You want a picture. You want people to be there with you. You get me? That's what makes it worth. Like if your memory is based on what somebody else told you to do and you did it the same way they told you to do it, you will probably leave there unfulfilled. But if you go at a particular experience with an open mind, once again, doesn't hurt you, it's not illegal or anything like that, and you experience it the way you wanted to experience it, then you won, right? And that's your experience, that's your memory, and that's the value that you put on it. You can say, listen, I experienced it. I went through that, and it was a wonderful moment, and I don't have to worry about regret. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people go places, and they go there because the person told them to go, right? And they do everything exactly the person who told them to go said to do it. And then when they come back, they say, yeah, I really didn't like it. You know why? Because you did it the way that other person told you to do it. But if you do it the way you want to do it, right? And I'll give you an example. I got free tickets to go to a Heat game. When I say free tickets, you know exactly the tickets I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Right? I got free tickets. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, And the whole time after that, I was like, yeah, I don't really like going to basketball games. I can watch it from home or whatever. I bought some tickets.
And you enjoyed it.
Oh, man. I sat where I meant to sit, where I paid to sit. And it was on the day that I wanted to go. And I had my jersey on and my shoes and my whole outfit and the Heat hat and all of this stuff. And the experience was great. And I've been telling people ever since, listen, you need to sit in the 100 level. If you and that's basically how I think. You know, people always say, "Oh, that's too expensive." My mentor told me, he said, listen, price is only an issue in the absence of value. If you value that, you pay for it. Right. And then you'll have the right experience. Like people say, oh, steak's not all that. Okay, if you don't feel that steak is all that, okay, cool. I've had steak at a steakhouse, and I've had steak away from steakhouse. I can tell you 100% the steak that I had at the steakhouse that I spent a little money on, that experience was really good. Right? And it's not about money, right? It's not all about money because sometimes you can have experiences that are 100% free, but you did it your way.
Right. You value the exact experience you had.
Yes.
And you value the choice you had in that exact experience that somebody can't really make for you.
Right.
Interesting.
Wow.
Well, guys, I'm not taking that plea deal. Or maybe I will. Maybe I might plead guilty.
Listen, man, if the end result is something that you can be proud of, then okay. By all means, hey, listen, I guess I'm a perfectionist. If it's not a result that you don't look at it that way. I just say, listen, if it's great, be a perfectionist, man. Because you're going to always be sought after. People are going to come looking for Vlad. Because Vlad is a perfectionist.
Thank you. Guys, you heard it right here from the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only. He who shall not be replicated, he who is him without the internet whatsoever. Of course, Josh Arjona, thank you for coming on.
You're very welcome, my brother. Thanks for having me, man.
Thank you. And is there anywhere that they can find you if they want to reach out, XYZ?
Yeah, as I said last time, man, listen, if you know Vlad, you know me. Reach out to Vlad. Vlad can get in contact with me at any time, and I'll be more than happy to help out. Can I plug what we're doing at the?
Of course, please.
So we're doing Center Stage at Meek. You can find us on YouTube, Center Stage @ Meek, and we've been working now about 6 months. We got some nice videos that we've put up. We got some interviews and we got some performances of some folks that you might know and some that you may not know. But we're proud of the product that we're putting out, and we'd love it if we could get some folks to come and check us out. So you can come to our YouTube channel, Center Stage at Meek, and consume some of that information. Like, subscribe, and we hope to be bringing you some stuff that you're definitely interested in the near future.
Awesome. And you guys know exactly where to find me, Echo Vlad everywhere. Don't forget that _. Please, of course, like, comment, tell me what you think down below. Are you a perfectionist? Does anybody accuse you of being a perfectionist? Let me know. Trust me, we're going to form a group. We're going to form a support group of perfectionists that needs to understand it's good to be a perfectionist.
Absolutely.
But of course, thank you guys for watching. I wish you all the best. And please, as I say with everything, I wish you all the best. With the rest, God bless.